Howdy, this is part 3 of my Oregon vacation. We're headed to the OMSI Museum right now, the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. There's supposed to be a submarine there. I'm really excited about that. I've always wanted to go on a submarine museum ship. After that, we're going to lunch at a place called the Hawthorne Asylum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hawthorne Asylum. It's a insane asylum that was turned into pretty much a food court, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different restaurants there with a bunch of different backgrounds. And then after that, we're going on a jetboat tour of the Willamette River or the Columbia?
Willamette.
The Willamette River. We're probably gonna get drenched from that. So I've got waterproof pants, waterproof hiking boots on. Hopefully this phone will still work by the end of it. Sure is a pretty river.
Periscopes, and we'll be able to look for those when we get to the control room a little bit later. The others with gray and black camouflage are antennas, and then that all black chimney looking one at the end there's a snorkel. Maybe you've been snorkeling, we don't have to talk about true stuff.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom.
When you get to the bottom, you can get a free prize down here, aka hand sanitizer. Come on in. Come on in and have a seat around the table. Come on in and have a seat around the table. You may have closets at home that are bigger than that, but it's the only one on board that has a single bed in it. Okay?
My closets are not bigger than that.
Okay, I'm just saying, some people have big closets.
Yes,
I don't
they
need submarines. Now, I can't speak for all of them. I can speak a little bit for our Navy, which is in the far right-hand column over there. You do not get those just for showing up. You have to earn them. Do administrative work. Left side is the radio room where they do communications in and out of, and that's a working ham radio station. So sometimes they have ham radio operators in there as well. Come on in. Come on in. Ready? Yeah. Trees if you want to, go right like that. Do you see anything outside?
Someone on a bike.
I see a boat. It almost looks like an Asian boat. They're paddling.
That's the dragon boats.
Yeah.
That's for our Rose Festival, which is in progress.
A dragon boat has been spotted.
Repair torpedoes.
They do races with them.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
Okay, well, they're practicing.
We have a sister city in Japan, and many years ago, I forgot if we traded them, I don't know if it was some fire trucks or some ambulance. So I'm guessing, I don't know if they did the entire thing, I don't know, but yeah. All ships have the helmets where they steer from. You turn your wheel to the right, the submarine goes right. You turn your wheel left, the submarine goes left. It's pretty simple. Did you want me to get a picture of both of you?
Oh, no, just him. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
offering.
Now, to dive a submarine, you have to bring in some more players. You, sir, are the plainsman. There's a tail on the back end of our submarine, just like on an airplane. So just like on an airplane. And he goes forward on that wheel. He's going to start the submarine down, okay? Once the sail, remember the sail, the big vertical fin that's directly above us right now is underwater. You have control of the sail planes, which were those wing structures hanging off the side of the sail. You can help with the dive as well. But there's a couple of problems with this system alone. 85. Wow. Now, hopefully you've all watched at least one submarine movie, yes?
Yes.
And you know about sonar?
Yes.
In fact, if you watch a little movie called Finding Nemo, there's the part in the movie where they drop the face mask, the goggles, and they sink, and they have to go way down after them. The farther down they go, the darker it gets, so it fades to black. That's why you use sonar. You can't see anything really, so everything is done with sound. So sonar room is here. The submarine picks up sound over here.
So so clearly there was not a limitation on height. If he was 6'5", gosh, that must have been.
But he can't be 6'5" or 300 pounds. I mean, you have to go
But
by.
still, I mean, he's hit.
All right, do you see that blue step, that top step of that ladder just below the exit sign?
Yes.
That is the water level of the river outside. So now when you go home, you can tell everybody that you were under the Willamette River in Portland, Oregon, and you did not get wet.
Okay.
That's the thing you figure out how you did that. And you go all the way up there if you want to take a look. It's okay.
Up here?
Yeah, if you want, no, just up to the red sun. But I mean, if you want to see what's up in the forward part. So, we're in the torpedo room, right? Many different types of torpedoes on display that the Blueback carried throughout her career. They all have one job, and that's to sink other ships and submarines, and they do that very well, as you can tell over here. Older ones, these black ones over here, these are Mark 14 torpedoes from World War II. Over 80 years old. Our Navy doesn't use these anymore. Mark 48, this is what our submarines are using today. This is the last one this submarine carried. This big silver drum back here on the tail end, this stays behind inside the torpedo tube. It connects to equipment up in the control room. It holds very fine copper wire, all wound up in here really tight, and this is properly rolled. The torpedo pulls that wire out as it travels. Now the submarine and the torpedo can talk to each other. This has a sonar set on it. It's not as powerful as the one in the submarine. So I'm going to use my sonar initially to guide it into the target. Once it picks up the target on its sonar, it says, hey, I've got it now, you can let me go. I can cut the wire at that point. It can speed up and home in on its own after that. So this is an underwater guided missile. The Mark 14s over there are more like a cannonball or an arrow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So you remember earlier, 85 crew, 8 of those were officers. They had their living quarters on the deck above. 77 enlisted down here. I would need
This is a
for
closet.
90-day trip. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, our contractor's in today working on the batteries.
Okay.
You can wave to him. He looks a little busy right now. But
Yes, he does.
have a seat at the table here. Have a seat. All right. I think you know what happens in here too, right?
Right.
Right.
Neat. Crew's mess, which is composed of the galley or kitchen over here, and the scullery back there where they do the cleanup. Now, kind of tight here, isn't it? Obviously not all 77 in at once and 8 shifts.
Right.
One over here. Talking to something called.
Man, that was fun. That was a cool tour. It's a cool submarine. It's the last diesel electric submarine that the U.S. Navy had in commission before they switched over to nuclear submarines. There's a submarine right by A&M Galveston. It's at Seawolf Park. I'm gonna have to do a video on that one. That one's got a really great story.
Hey, thanks guys.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
There's Lego and. That's a fun museum. We're gonna take a break, go to the Hawthorne Asylum, get some lunch, then go back.
Here we go.
Spooky. Dang, a whole jet cockpit. don't usually film myself eating. We got some dumplings from a Slavic restaurant.
Beef pelmeni.
Yeah, look good. Pretty good. What's your opinion, Mom?
Very delicious, and the sour cream, you gotta have it with the dill. Makes the perfect bite. These people know what they're doing. Yeah.
I gotta disagree with you on the dill. It reminds me too much of pickles. Sometimes I wonder how I'm your son when you love pickles so much. That's some good food. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Maybe an 8. Yeah. I think I'd make it a little more to where I prefer maybe just without the dill. It was good. All right, so we got some chicken fries from I don't know if it was Greek or Turkish place, and we got a waffle. And how's the waffle?
Good. The flour was milled this morning. The strawberries are from the area, and the whipped cream is fresh. Very good.
Basically, it's almost a chicken. It's almost a French fry salad.
How is it?
And the chicken is delicious, don't you think?
Yes, it's seasoned very well.
Mm-hmm. And this yellow sauce, what do you think that is? Do you think that's cheese? Or maybe something else?
Orange sauce?
Yeah. This is probably feta right here, the white stuff. Man, that's good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
So, Mom, what's your opinion on the fries and the waffle? I can give the fries a 9 out of 10 and the waffle 7.5 out of 10. I'd rate it higher if I got different toppings.
I think we're gonna have to get our steps in today.
Yeah.
We ate a lot of food.
Or at least scream off some of those calories on the Jetboat. Guys, didn't they tell you? They're taking you to the scrapyard. You're gonna be turned into cars. You guys gotta get out of here. You gotta go. You gotta escape. Oh my God, that is all for coffee. We're back at the OMSI Museum. We're gonna check out a few more exhibits before our Jetboat ride. Ooh, sandhill cranes. Got a video on cranes you can watch.
You'll leave the link in the description box below.
I guess so. I don't know, I just didn't get as many views as I thought it would. I'm really proud of that one. Wow, these are the earthquakes that have happened around the world in the last century. Now, long wave UVs and short wave UVs.
Okay, it's pretty.
Aragonite, I remember that from my Earth and Ocean Science class. That's what clamshells are made out of. Muscovite, I remember that one too. That's a sheet, I believe a sheet silicate if I'm remembering it correctly. It's time for the Jetboat.
I'm going to be wearing basically a giant Ziploc bag.
Wow, so fashionable.
I know.
Oh dear! They must have put some new brake pads on this thing. Darn.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll have to make sure I do that again. Oh my goodness. That does remind me though, in case I failed to mention it, emergency exits are located to the left and right of the vessel.
Having fun, Mom?
What?
Having fun?
You have the mouth of the River flowing into the Willamette. We're straight ahead, we're moving to the wall. We're gonna cruise back and forth here, so if you stay seated, we'll get both sides of the boat and get a good angle on it. Keep it looking in. Left to the arm,
Look at the great blue standing there at the base of the falls.
I don't see it.
It's behind a rock. It's just standing there.
Oh.
well, as you can imagine, with the falls in our way, it pretty much concludes. Oh man, you ever get that tip on your nose? Woo! There a little bit of it. Now, of all the wildlife living along the Willamette, the osprey, probably the one the locals and environmentalists get most excited about. was kind of a mild manner one. Do we still have everybody? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute. I probably should have counted you before we left. I keep forgetting to do that. All right. Alrighty, you get the idea. Well, if you hear 3 blasts of the horn, you'll know what's going to happen.
Oh! Oh!
Hopefully I mentioned that part about the boat getting wet in the river.
Oh!
On the Willamette River. Been there, done that.
That was fun. Didn't get as wet as I expected to, but that was a lot of fun. And it was beautiful. Thanks for watching, and gang 'em. Space movement.